Okay, now in the last video we looked at some algebraic expressions where we were to find the value of an algebraic expression. For instance, like you have 3x plus y and you're asked, we are given the value of x, let's say it's 1, and the value of y, let's say it's 2. Then you're asked to find the value of the algebraic expression. Okay, so that's one form of an algebra that is there. So in this video we're going to look at another form of an algebraic expression on how some solutions are found. So we are going to look at the simplification to simplify my algebraic expressions. Okay, so in simple terms we are just going to be making subjects of formula. Okay, this is basically what we'll be doing. Okay, so the best thing in math, like, we just have to practice, and it's in practice where you get to find the easiness of solving typical problems. So we are going to look at an example of simplification of expressions. So we are going to look at number 2 from the examples that I have. So number 2 says, make the letters on the right hand side of the subject formula on the left hand side. So for instance, right, we have, if we look at 2a, we are given c is equals to k smaller plus k bigger t squared, and we're asked to make t the subject of formula. Okay, so we are given, this is 2a, so we are given c is equals to k plus a bigger k t squared, and we are asked to make this t the subject of formula. So what are we going to do? So when working with the problems, the algebraic expressions that requires you to make subject of formula, you have to be able to manipulate all the maths laws, the arithmetic math laws. So for instance, if we were to say one letter crosses the equal sign, you must know what happens. If it's a positive, it will become a negative, and you must also know how to cross multiply. You must have the experience in cross multiplication. Okay, so back to our example to work out the solution. So here we are, first, what are we going to do? We are going to cross this k and we place it to the side with c. So it's going to be c. Since this k is a positive, when it comes here, it becomes a negative. So it becomes a negative k. Let's make it a smaller like this. Yeah, so negative k, which is equals to, we are left on this right hand side, we are left with k, a bigger k, t squared. Okay, then what's next? The next thing, because we want to make this t our subject of formula, the next thing that we have to do is to divide both sides, because we want to remove this k, right? So we're going to divide both sides by k. Okay, we divide both sides by k, and if we divide here, this side, it becomes c minus k over a bigger k is equals to t squared, right? The next thing that we must know is how to remove a squared from a letter. So how do you remove a squared? We simply introduce the square root. So how you treat the left hand side is the same as how you're going to treat the right hand side. So we are going to put the square root on both sides, and it becomes, if a square root meets with a squared, we're left with a t, and this side it becomes the square root of c minus k over k. So t is equals to the square root of c minus smaller k all over k. So this becomes the final answer for this problem. Okay, right. We can also look at another example. For instance, we can take a look at 2b. Okay, and we are asked to make let's make h the subject of formula in 2b. So we are given v is equals to 1 over 3 pi r squared h. All right, so this is 2b, another example. Okay, we say we're given v is equals to 1 over 3 pi r squared h. So to make h the subject of formula, the first thing that you must know, we have v, and this 1 over 3, since this is multiplication, this is multiplication, so this over 3, we are going to be left, like if we simplify it, we're going to be left with pi r squared h all over 3. Okay, to make it easy for us when we want to introduce the effect of cross multiplication. So this, we have v over 1, so any number is over 1. So now we want to cross multiply. So in cross multiplication, we're just going to say like this. It works like this. So v is going to be multiplied by 3, which is equals to 1 multiplied by this whole thing, the pi r squared h, right? So we're going to be left with 3v is equals to pi r squared h, right? The next thing that we do, since we want to be left with an h, we're looking for h, right? The next thing that we do, we just simply divide both sides by pi r squared by pi r squared. Simple. I think it's that simple, right? And we are left with our h. So our h is 3v over pi r squared. So this is the final answer. Yeah, so I guess, guys, that's it for making the subject of formula. You can bring in some of the examples that you'd love for us to try out. Okay, but for now, that's it. Thank you.